Good evening, dear friends, and welcome to tonight's Boys from the Baltic Star. It is Friday night, and on a Friday night, when the three of us are here, we delve into our long-running, beloved game of Traveller. And we'll be playing it if you weren't here, and because you are here, we're even happier to be playing it with you, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining us. If it's your first time or your 100th time, we love having you here. Please treat it as a space like you're in our living room. Pull up a chair. No, not that one. You can take the comfy one, the one that reclines a little bit. You know, the one that isn't squeaking, the one that doesn't have the wonky wheel. You have the nice one. You settle in, help yourself to any drink from our fridge, and just hang out with us as we play. Feel free to chat with us if you want during chat, and we'll chat back if we're not busy. Things you say may tumble into the adventure. You never know. We're very welcoming in that regard. We're not very professional. We're not very slick. We just want to chill and have a nice evening, playing a game and hanging out with you. Hey, Crit. Ah, sweet. Any good concert, or is it one that you're secretly ashamed of? It is. It's shaped like a Dalek. I was impressed we managed to get it. To be honest, it cost a lot, but it was worth every penny. So, dear friends, we're going to be here till about 1:30 UK time. So that's about 2 hours. You don't need to hang around for all that time. That is a long time. So feel free to dip in and out. We're going to take a break at some point in the middle, somewhere, who knows. And then we'll return from that for a toast to a fallen NPC crewmate. Very important to be around for that. So stay or don't. It's up to you, but we just hope you're happy while you're here. There is a red sun down there somewhere. Click on that. There's a weird bit thing next to it that only works on desktop apparently at the minute. We have to have it. They don't let you not. Click on the red sun. Spend some points. For 1 credit and 1 credit only, there's I'll drink to that. We keep that on at all times. If something is done or said that you want to agree with, we keep it cheap so that anyone can do it at any one time. And because we're not one of those places that charges thousands of credits to make us drink, we do it for free, quite frankly. Oh, that took effort. I want beers tonight. It's very rare for me during stream. So click on that. There's a whole range of stuff. Anything dark pink plays a tune. The more expensive ones normally interact more with the world. You can give us a boon if you wish. Kara's got one at the minute, which is nice. Name an NPC. They stay as an NPC, and Ben will build them into the game at some point. For someone to give a minute of wisdom, clonk means someone of your choice has to hit someone or something within the next couple of minutes. Stefan's sneaky masterclass means he has to steal something. Have a click through, see what you like the look of, and spend those credits because you can't take them with you, that's for sure. Look, Slayer, going to is a Swiftie, just like you. Look at that, wonderful. Yeah, see, he loves her. Right. Anyway, let's do some introductions and move on with the game. My name is Luke. Hello, I'm in the bottom corner. I play two characters in this entire universe. I play Kara, and I play Soraya. Kara is a hacker, an artist. She's a carouser. She's a talker. She makes the deals, but she's a bit delicate, which puts us in an awkward situation in about the next 3 minutes. But until then, she's perfectly safe. So I might just spread the intro out for a long, long time tonight to keep her alive. Thankfully, people kept her alive last week by buying her boons, which was very helpful, it must be said. Soraya is more your Han Solo type. She was in the Scouts for like 12, 16 years or something like that. She's a bit awkward, but she likes getting greasy, sorting things out. She can fly. She can fix stuff. She's cool. We all like Soraya. But she's elsewhere at the minute. Playing with me, keeping me on the straight and narrow, making sure I don't die, and bringing his own flair and brilliance to the world is my brother from another mother. The housewife's favourite, the Floofmeister General. He is the magnificent Ewan. Good evening, Ewan. How are you?
Hi, Luke. I'm very good. Well, I was very good until you said that I was playing with you, and now I'm somewhat concerned.
Well, yeah, they don't know that we're next to each other right here. Just keep both your hands in the screen and it's all right.
You can't tell, right? Good staging.
You had a good day. I hope.
Yeah, I have actually. It's been all right, thanks. Not too bad. Managed to get a little afternoon nap in, which always
Oh, that always makes it
always
a good day.
helps out. Yeah,
Mm, sweet
living the
as.
dream.
Yeah, too right you are. Speaking of living the dream, have you got any information about your two dreamy men?
Actually, dreamy characters. I have indeed. Um, Oddly enough, I also play two characters, both of which are kind of the Chewbacca to Luke's Han Solo, but in very different ways. I play Agner Arnson, who is the floofiest crew member of them all, being a Varga humanoid wolf. He is a former general, um, military tactician, and medic, which is concerning because he's not currently with the people that need a medic. So we'll see how that goes. And I also play Stefan Miller, who is the more personality side of Chewbacca, I suppose. He's the space rogue, the sneaky, the one with the sneaky masterclass, and the one most likely to make a god awful noise in Luke's ear when something goes wrong.
He's a wonderful man, and he looks good in a dressing gown. Yeah,
Oh, yes, that is
yeah.
also true.
It sends Kells and Spez a little bit funny with the sight of a nipple. I tell you, very hairy
Just the one.
chesty, very hairy
The other
chesty.
one fell off.
I thought it was the
Well,
butt.
yes, that as well. He does have a hairy chest, but not as hairy as Agnes.
I thought one of his nipples was the button for his little chest cavity or whatever it is. Give it a tweak
Yeah,
to
maybe
get into his
that's a good.
smuggler's hole.
Yeah, I like it. That's a nice little detail.
It's
It's
canon.
canon.
It's canon. Give it a little tweak. Lovely. Terrible in the bedroom. Getting a bit excited. Little tweak and suddenly. Oh no.
It's like cracking a safe. If you put your ear to his chest, you can hear the clicks as it turns one way.
Oh. Two to the left, four to the right. He does have a little smuggler's pouch thing built into his stomach, by the way, which I don't know how big
Indeed.
it is. I picture it just like him being Data on the holodeck in that Star Trek episode when the phone's ringing in his chest, and it's
It's got
massive.
an eight. It's an 8-inch diameter, and it's got a 5 kilogram mass that it can hold,
Oh,
according to what I've got written down on a piece of paper. And I take so few notes that if I've written it down, it must
It
be
must
true.
be true.
Yeah.
obviously the most important thing in the game. Speaking of the most important thing in the game, I
Good
think we have.
segue.
Thank you very much. I think that has to go to the man at the very top. He's at the top physically, and he's at the top mentally because he is the smartest man in any room, and that definitely includes this one. He lives his entire life in the Twin Peaks dream sequence, and he's often seen being carried around town on the shoulders of half a dozen heavily oiled topless Eastern European men, waving to the crowd like our beloved deceased queen, throwing D4s to the ground for young children to pick up and for the elderly to fall over. He is our wonderful Ben. Good evening, Ben. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you. Not too bad. I'm very much looking forward to some Traveller to kick off an RPG weekend and, catching up with the boys. Lovely.
Ah, lovely. Couldn't think of anything better than that. Ah, Ben, what's um, what's been your favourite meal this week? You're a man who likes a certain kind of food. You go rustic, I know. What's been your favourite?
Actually, this evening, visiting American relatives decided to experiment with British cookery for me,
Hmm.
and they assembled what I'm pretty confident is their first ever cottage pie,
Oh, fantastic.
and it was lovely.
Oh, that's good news indeed. I'm very pleased about that. Did you have any gravy with it? Some sort of a mustard or a
No, I
horseradish?
mean a little bit of pepper,
Lovely.
but essentially all of the possible side dish things you might want to put with it were in it.
Ah, nice.
It was
It,
fully stacked with onion and carrot and asparagus and peas and all sorts of things.
it was the complete package.
Nice.
It was. Yeah, it was very
Wonderful.
nice.
Fantastic. And you are, of course, the complete package as a referee.
That's what they
And,
tell me.
And I think they say something along those lines. A complete something. But the best thing about you is you're a generous, kind referee. And that's why Ewan and I feel safe and secure and happy about where we are about to go this evening.
Frankly, I think you've described me to a T, or possibly an F.
Okay, exactly. So on that bombshell, could you lead us into the happy world?
Yes, why not? So, we're back on the Kelleren, in the small portion of the ship that's actually in real space. Kara and Stefan, along with adventurer Otto, are aboard. The other crew members are on the Baltic Star's shuttle or the Baltic Star herself. They're not alone aboard the Kelleren. They went back to the ancient battle cruiser in the company of senior entrepreneur and pilot Grim Knight and his ally Dilly Lord. Knight stayed on the little landing craft stuck to the outer hull like a limpet. Lord went aboard to explore the ship and loot anything not nailed down. In fact, there's a little bit of a story there. Our heroes outwitted Lord and managed to get the drop on her, though in the chaos, Otto Nida didn't react quickly enough and was badly hurt. Kara and Stefan separated, always a strong move when under threat. It turned out to work surprisingly well. Stefan retrieved the unconscious Otto and defended him against a guard robot on the ship. Meanwhile, Kara took on Dilly Lord. Her creative side came to the fore as she painted Lord's visor red, then grappled her, eventually managing to rip her helmet off. This only appeared to make her angry. But Kara then stunned Lord and stuck a frag grenade to her before pushing her into a compartment. The grenade detonated, and Lord, in her lovely azure blue suit, was no longer going to be a threat. Ever. Of course, they were still on the Kelleren, so they entered the airlock using Lord's body as a shield. The others queued up behind her. As they cycled the lock, the inner door opened to reveal a grim sight, Grim Knight, aiming a Gauss rifle into the airlock. And that is where we resume the story. Right. So, a couple of little bits of housekeeping we just need to go through at this point because Kara still has a boon that she hasn't used yet.
She most certainly does. Thank you.
Just a quick reminder.
Yes.
Otto is still alive and is the furthest from the rifle. You are hiding behind Dilly Lord, the former Dilly Lord, with Kara in front position and Stefan behind her, and then Otto at the back. So the only other thing is we already are in combat, we have initiative, and we know our marching order. So, knowing what we know, and that Otto is unconscious, Kara, your turn.
Oh,
So glad.
You know my positioning of crewmates last week and pushing Dilly Lord in front. Can I have pushed her so that she was more legs to the fore and head to the back, please? Because she has no helmet, and we're in hard vacuum, aren't we?
That's true. No, you're not in hard vacuum. There's air.
There's a fantastic. Okay, that's even better. This changes everything.
You are in 0G.
Yes.
Yep.
That's good news.
This is wonderful. This is wonderful. Okay. Okay. And Grim Knight has just arrived on the other side. He's heavily armed with a Gauss rifle? Oh,
a Gauss rifle, yes.
Okay. Kara, sort of cowering somewhat behind Dilly Lord, the best she can, will raise a hand. A hand that does not have a weapon on it. and say, "Thank God you're here. Thank you. Quick, we ran into trouble. Dilly's been shot. I think she's still alive. Otto's at the back. Quick, help us. Quick, get her on board."
Okay. Can you please roll a deception with intellect for me?
I can. And as this is quite important, deception with would you say deception with intellect?
With intellect, please.
I'm going to boon it.
Okay.
It's a good call.
It
I think
feels
we need it.
So I'm getting them warmed up. Sorry, everyone. Just
Should always pre-warm the dice.
I
We
know.
go through this every week.
I should have known this week as well. Normally we don't use dice for the first hour and a half, but I should
well,
have
yeah,
known.
That's
Because
right. but the last couple of episodes have been action heavy, shall we say?
very action heavy. Right, let's have a look. So I'm on a +3, aren't I?
Yes, if you've got pluses for both, yeah.
Yep. It is a sorry, let me do it. It's a 6, a 2, and a 1. So thank you for the boon, whoever gave it to me last week, because
Ooh.
that is an 11. That could have
An
been
11.
That could have been a 6, which would have been depressing.
Ooh.
Okay. Knight does not answer and instead opens fire. I mean, it's possible, for example, that he was in radio communication
Well,
with his
that's yeah.
crewmate,
We did wonder that.
but also it may be that it was just a really difficult one to convince him.
Yeah. Either way.
Right. Okay. So he's going to make an attack.
Right, it was worth a try.
Okay, that's a straight 8. So he is going to attempt to hit. He's going to fire a burst,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to try to hit everybody in the airlock,
Okay.
except, of course, Lord. But she's going to count as cover.
Yay.
So she's going to theoretically absorb, all other things being equal, the first 8 points of damage from his attack.
Wonderful.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's essentially how the maths will work. So okie dokie. All right. Okay. So first rolls are against Kara. 9
Oh.
and 7 is 16. Plus 0. It's burst, so plus 4.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Okay.
You're
So
excused.
that's 16. It's
I'm
total of
gonna go down.
20 minus 8. So Kara takes 12 points of damage.
Okay, her vac suit takes up 10 of those, but she is taking a little clip of that. Just knocking her back, the wind out of her slightly.
Okay.
Let me mark that on my sheet.
7,
Oosh.
11. That's 18 plus 4, 22.
Oh.
Minus 8 is 14 points of damage for Stefan.
And his the ceramic carapace will eat up 10 of that.
Oh, sorry.
So that's 4.
Okie dokie.
Our best armour crew are on the shuttle.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
4, 6, 8, 12, 16.
Otto's a goner, isn't he?
16, 20 minus 8 is 12 for Otto.
Stefan might be too, Luke. Not looking good already.
The shots pour into the group of you clustered in the airlock, and while you're obviously focusing mostly on yourselves, Otto certainly takes some damage as well. Stefan.
Oh, go on, Stefan.
Is the airlock door closable from in here, Ben?
The inner... Sorry, let me work this out in a way.
The one that is currently open.
The one that is currently open is the outer airlock door on the hull. It is not hard vacuum in there because the ship on the outside has kind of formed a seal. But it isn't what you'd call great air. It's not breathable, really. It's just okay. It's just a bit of trapped air that the airlock isn't really designed to fill that space.
Is there much of an umbilical between the ship and the airlock? Or is it like...
No, the sort of limpet, the UFO-shaped ship is essentially plonked onto the outside hull of the Kelleren, completely covering the airlock.
Got you.
So it's got its own airlock, and the Kelleren's got its own airlock, and in the space in between, whenever the airlocks cycle, it kind of vents some gas into that space, but it's not, because it's a bigger volume than the airlocks themselves, so it's not enough to count as real breathable air.
Yeah.
But it is not hard vacuum.
And the door that is currently open, could that be closed from where we are?
Yes. If you hit the airlock cycle, then the outer door would begin to shut, and then it would try to repressurize the airlock where you are, and then open the inner airlock door.
Given that we have seen it cycle once before on the way in, how long are we talking in terms of combat turns?
The closing of the door would be quick. The closing of the airlock door would be fast, in case of emergencies and the like.
Fine, resplendent.
That is resplendent.
However,
almost makes up for the killing us.
However, it would then take a full combat turn to cycle the airlock.
Okay, so the door would close pretty much as he pushes the button.
The door would close fast, but then it would be seconds before the inner door opened. Yeah.
This is sad times. Is there any cover by the door? Can we take cover down the sides, or is it pretty much an opening into the space?
It is a simple airlock space. It doesn't really have anything in it beyond a few attachment points like pad eyes for tethers and things.
Can we take a pause? Sorry, can we take a pause?
Yeah.
Thank you, Wampus, for that wonderful gift, which has gone to Crit. Look at that. It's made its way to a good person. Let me play a thank you tune.
Classic.
Thank you. Okay, sorry. Back to the
That's all right.
the terror.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, friend of Wampus. That's brilliant.
That is indeed. I guess what I'm asking is there like a frame to the door where you could sort of just stay inside and
the airlock is wider than the door coming into it, but you're kind of towards the back of it from his point of view.
Yes.
There is a chance perhaps that you could get just inside up against that ridge, but you're not far enough forward, so you'd have to move forward to do that. And you can do that, but That would be your movement, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. Stefan will do that to position himself in a place where he could close the door.
Okay.
Sorry, go on.
So you want to go past Kara and the former,
Yes,
former lord,
Dilly.
and when you get to the sort of entrance right in front of the Gauss rifle, you want to wedge yourself kind of in the corner,
Yeah,
but by the controls.
yeah.
Okay.
And he'll look over to Kara, and he'll get ready to close the door, and he'll say, "Have you got any more of those grenades?" And I guess that's
Okay. Then you can
Oh, I like your thinking.
actually save up your action at that point.
Good man.
that would be very kind.
And
Ben.
hold that for the time being. I'm pretty sure I know what the trigger is going to be on your use of that action.
Yes.
It will essentially be as a thing projected by Kara floats through the open hatch of the airlock.
Yes.
Oh,
I like to think I telegraphed that one rather well.
Yeah. I'm completely on that page. Okay.
wonderful.
Now Otto doesn't get a turn,
Oh, poor Otto.
No.
so it is Kara's go.
Well, I don't have any grenades. No, I do. I have a grenade.
Oh, Luke.
But I don't want to use it. No, I will. Seeing Stefan move and give her the nod, Kara will indeed unclip a frag grenade and throw it through that space, please. Not too heavily because I don't want it to go flying too far away, but I want it to go through that doorway behind our dear friend, Mr. Knight.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you know what I'm going to say. Can you roll an athletics dex plus dex for me, please?
Don't miss.
Use my boon. Use my boon on a fool's errand. Hang on, let's get some good dice there. Let's get rid of that. That's a good one. Luck be a letter tonight.
You have a boon,
Slayer.
believe it
Oh, my friend.
Chat with the rescue. Ben's head goes into his hands.
A friend of Kara is a friend of the channel.
Thanks, Slayer.
Right, let's make use of that then, Slayer. Oh, good man. That's what we like to hear. Wonderful. Oh no, it's got my back today. Let's give it a go. Let's hope it helps. No, that's quite right. You shouldn't have to. And what was it with? Dex?
with dex, please. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Thank you very much. That is, it's all the zeros, but with a 2, a 6, and a 4, which makes a 10.
A total of 10.
Could have been a 6, could have been a fail. Thanks, Slow.
Okay. All right.
Strong timing.
So, your opponent unleashes his Gauss rifle down the shot, and immediately, because it all kind of happens simultaneously, if you know what I mean. Stefan leaps into action on the corner of the airlock, getting ready to close it. Yells an instruction which will not be heard by him because you're still wearing your helmet. And Kara throws a grenade through the open hatch as Stefan slams his hand down on it, and the hatch shuts right in the face of the enraged Grim Knight. Okay. It will take, essentially, an amount of time to detonate. So, how long does your frag grenade have its timer for?
Oh, Can I have had a decision on that, or do I need to look in a book for that?
Can I make a number
You
up?
you could. I'm going to assume that it's adjustable,
Yes.
so you can probably have anywhere between about 2 and 5 seconds, that kind of frame.
Well, let's be honest, right? I'm assuming it's the sort of grenade that you can almost like twist as you throw, or so
Okay.
do something to. I don't know. I'm guessing if they're adjustable, it's something you want to be able to do quite quickly in a combat zone.
Pick wisely, Luke.
As I let it go and it floats through, and you press the button, it's going to take a few seconds to cycle. He's not going to be able to reopen it again because it's going to have to do the full cycle out and then the full cycle back again. So let's go 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
Don't say it like that.
Like what? What could you possibly mean?
Oh,
No,
well,
decisions made. 3 seconds.
decision. No.
Oh, that was a
Don't
strong
go
no
around
take
second
back,
guessing
please.
yourself. Decision's been made. The airlock door slams shut, and you immediately hear the hissing as the cycle begins to operate. Right, and he gets a go. All right.
Ooh.
Okie dokie.
Strategizing that is you.
Pay no attention to the man in front of the corner, the curtain. He's definitely not doing anything suspicious.
Oh no!
Definitely not looking up rules. But
Oh
5D
yeah.
blast 9. 5D blast 9. Okay. Can you roll 5D for me, please, Luke?
I can. That feels like that's a fun thing to roll. I've got 5D actually. Let's go. I know. 1 plus. It's not a good sign. Unless I've got my 5D though, so let's hope for big numbers.
I presume we've all got our helmets on, Luke, just in case.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Just in case we all get sucked out into the cosmos.
Yeah.
I don't know if Thingy does though. Does I've got a feeling Otto had to have something removed for his own saving. You know. Let me double check. I might have made a note of it. Did you put it back on? Oh no, it's got blood on the suit. That's right, but it reseals, doesn't it?
But it's sealed.
Yeah, that's right. So that's okay.
Presumably the same as us after
Yes.
after the shooting.
Oh, that looks quite tasty. 6 plus 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 is 10. 19.
19.
It's a bit
Okay,
above
that's
average.
not
That's a
bad.
bit above average. That's
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Blast 9. Okay. You can feel the slight vibration from the explosion. It's very subtle from where you are, but you can feel that vibration where the ship that's stuck on the outside of the airlock shakes fairly violently when the explosion goes off inside, and so you know it has in fact detonated. But what you hear is just the airlock finishing its cycle and then opening to reveal the corridor, looking back into the Kelleren, the one you've seen many times before. Can you both roll a streetwise for me, please, with intellect?
What?
Streetwise with intellect.
Oh, that's okay.
You can have recon if it's better for you.
Oh, thank you. It's exactly the same for me. But I hit a flat 10.
Oh, mine is a 6 plus 2 for an 8, please.
Okay.
Me.
All right. The corridor, as you look down it, hoping there isn't another robot coming or anything like that, In the chaos of your movements and things blowing up and what have you, if you remember, there was a frag explosion that went off in a storage room.
Oh, yeah. I remember it well.
Unexpectedly.
And it has thrown a lot of broken bits of junk and debris into this corridor. And they bounced off the walls and they're floating around in the corridor. As you look along the corridor, you can see that a couple of the bits seem to be suddenly accelerating towards the rear of the ship.
Yeah.
Sort of snapping themselves against bulkheads and disappearing through doors.
Away from us.
Yes.
Towards the Led Zeppelin, mate.
From your perspective,
Yeah.
if you imagine the ship being the right way up, they're sort of being pulled to the right.
Yeah. I had forgotten about the Led Zeppelin. I assumed that they were going to be coming towards us and the vacuum of space. I'm not sure whether I feel happy that they're not or more concerned, if I'm honest.
Stefan, we're running out of time, man. This is not good. I don't really want to be sucked into that horrible thing. It's not where I envisaged my dying breaths, to be honest. We've got to get off this place. I hope that's causing some damage, but we can't stay here for too long.
Different airlock, or
I think there's only
do
one.
you want to wait and see whether whether he tries to cycle this one?
Is this the only airlock, Ben?
It's the only one you found that actually leads to real space. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to get out into confusing space.
Yeah, that is true. Well, hold on. And Stefan wants to open communications.
Yeah, good.
With our shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
If he can, some kind of private communications, preferably.
Okay. Yes. You can indeed. Who are you contacting on the shuttle?
Oh, that is a good question. Currently on there is Agnar, Soraya, Kat. Did she fly us over?
Hey, monkeys. Hey, Oliver. Hey, Andy. First time chat. Thanks for joining us. Sorry. No, sorry. While they're doing that, up the geeks. Up the geeks.
Up the geeks.
Up the geeks. Up the geeks. We haven't had an up the geeks for a long time. In fact, I've lost it. Where is it? Up the geeks.
If that's correct, Ben, he'll go for Cat.
Okay. She answers immediately. Hi.
Hi, Cat. Stefan here. Shit's kind of hit the fan over this way. I assumed you saw us leave on a separate ship. Things may have been done. People may have been killed. Just be prepared for their actual ship to find out about this or know about it. We're kind of stuck on the Kelleren. The Kelleren is I don't know how much the others have told you, but it's doing that thing it was doing before, where it's sucking everything in. But it's definitely expanding. So watch out for that as well.
Okay. Do we know how much bigger it's going to get?
No. You're asking the wrong person, if I'm honest.
Okay.
I am not a scientist. Kara, how much bigger is it going to get?
It's probably going to get smaller.
Kara doesn't know either.
Tell her I'm a bit worried about us all being sucked into one big hole together.
She's worried about us all being sucked into a big hole, and I'm going to be honest. My general go-to is to plan for the worst. So, I would plan for a giant vacuumous gravity field to expand and hit the ship, and also the other ship to find out what we've done to their captain and other crew member, and maybe start attacking. But we just thought, fair warning.
Thanks. I don't know what I can do about that. This thing's unarmed, and everybody here is indoors and fine. But, we can't shoot anything from here or really evade. If that ship opens fire on us, we're done.
It sounded like it was charging its weapons as well.
It did sound like that.
That's a far go
Yeah.
past my door.
Okay, maybe can you get in contact with the Baltic Star
Yeah.
on the down low? Because they've just had a refit, so I hear. We haven't seen what she can do yet, but
Yeah.
bigger
Ask
vessels
can.
and
about
all
the
that.
big guns. Ask about the big guns, Stefan.
I can. I mean, do you want to give orders for the Baltic Star to open fire? And if so, any idea who aboard can operate big guns?
No, I mean there must be someone. Do you know what I reckon? I reckon Cagsy.
Yeah. How drunk's Kegsy?
At least has a shot at fumbling to a good solution. He strikes me as the kind of person who always lands on his feet, if you know what I mean. But that's not an order. That's just my opinion.
There's no orders in the Baltic Star Collective, Stefan.
No. Kara says there's no orders on the Baltic Star Collective.
All right. If you want me to, I will contact Cags and tell him to find out if the guns work.
Yeah.
Since they've never been fired. And if so, open fire on the heavily armed ship that's currently covering us with weaponry.
No. I wouldn't say open fire. I'd just say be prepared to defend you.
Okay.
Have someone more how shall I put this? Emotionally stable than Kegsy make the decision on when is a good time to fire.
Get Kron.
Kron's a sensible
Kron,
man. He's not going
yeah.
to put you in any danger. That's what we want.
If he's not caught up with Caboodle.
Watch the situation. Defend you guys.
Ask about the Moab Vegs.
Not now. Sorry.
Now?
Kara just wants no.
Number one,
Kara's
Moab
getting
Vegs. Number
hungry.
two, weapons.
She wants some eggs.
Okay. All right. So okay, fair enough. So you send a message to Kat telling her to tell Cags to put Kron in charge and for Cags to take over gunnery duties in case it's needed.
Yes. It's done. It's done. That's what I said. It's done.
Yeah. Excellent. Good.
He strikes me as a person who will at least do his best at anything, even if he's not qualified to do so, especially if he's not qualified to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. And how bad can it be if it's reliant on a skill he doesn't have? He's only going to be operating at -3.
Yeah, well put, Ben.
Yeah, bound to work. Okay, all right. You get that message through, and obviously Kat has exchanged a few words with you. The airlock has finished cycling. You're looking down the corridor. Do you want to try and cycle it again, or do you want to do something else?
Oh,
Kara, we should definitely learn more about our crew and the skills they can do the next time we jump somewhere. I feel as though we're, a little bit disadvantaged when making decisions like this.
Let's all have a skills night. We'll sit around the table at Bast's, and we'll have a couple of drinks, and everyone can show off their skills. You can do some juggling. I'll do some sketches of people, and then we'll see what people can do.
Yeah, like a talent show.
Yeah,
I like it.
Sammy can fire a pistol. Also, it'll be fun. And Cagsy can drink 13 bottles of whiskey and still walk.
Can he?
Apparently so. That's what he was telling me the other night.
Impressive.
He's very proud of that. He said, his finest achievement. Was out drinking a rather large Aslan one night, he said.
That's
Okay.
quite impressive.
I have got an idea though. The doorway where we cycled, as you said, is narrower than the corridor. So
Yes.
if we put our backs to the doorway, we could brace against it and open it, and the instant it opened, the person couldn't necessarily see us immediately.
There's a good chance.
Yeah,
it would depend
it's
on
not a guarantee.
exactly where they were in the space. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah. Okay. In which case, Cara, before we do, if she's got time, she would like to pull out her holographic projector and wants to set it as if she is standing further down the corridor and walking away, please.
Okay. So you want it to project an image of herself
Yes, please.
further down the corridor.
Yes, please.
Okay.
That's good, Cara.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Make it so that you're getting sucked into the vacuum void as well.
Want me to do
All right.
that?
At the end, just a little bit of.
What are you doing with the remains of Lord of Dilly and the floating person of Otto while this is going on?
Did he got any good weapons, Cara? Or did you take those?
I've got a pistol so far. I really want their armor, to be honest. But
those scorch marks really add a nice little touch to it. I
bit
think.
of elbow polish. I'm sure we've got a crew member that's really good at polishing up armor. We'll ask. It's not for now.
We'll
We'll
find
ask.
out.
We'll ask. Yeah.
Talent show. Yeah.
I'd like to keep her close to hand, but if I pull her over to my side, I can always shove her at him if he is conscious and he comes through. I can use her as some kind of discombobulation device.
Okay.
Think fast.
Think fast. Yeah, exactly.
Catch.
If you can dodge the corpse of Billy Lord, you can dodge a dodgeball.
If you can dodge a wrench.
But Otto, I don't know, man. He's still alive, isn't he? You got to look after him.
I'll take it to my side.
All right. Okay. So you take Dilly's corpse to your side, Cara.
Yes, please.
Otto's is the other side, so they're effectively parted now to each side of the space. You're hoping that the two of you are actually hidden, but those two won't be. They'll stretch too far down to be tucked behind the actual wall, and you're projecting your image of yourself a significant distance further down the corridor, and moving away.
Yeah. Stefan, does my bum look big in that in the projector image?
Well, you know what they say about projectors. They had at least £10.
You're not supposed to answer seriously, man. You're supposed to say I look good. Unbelievable. Honestly, we're going to have to have words back on the Baltic Star. You've got a lot to learn about women, man. Look, come on.
Okay.
Hit the button.
Okay.
You ready?
No.
Is it Stefan who hits the button?
Yeah.
Okay. Then as Stefan presses the button, it begins to cycle again. The inner door shuts immediately. The outer door has to wait a moment for the air to pressurize or depressurize, within the space.
So just really quickly, Ben, can I gently just sort of set Otto in motion away from the button, as if maybe he bumped into it to cycle the airlock? Just gently push him in the other direction, like he's bounced off the button, and that's.
Why not? Okay, yeah, why not? The Okay. Yeah, why not indeed? So, the airlock takes a few seconds to cycle, but it then opens. It looks to be slightly, perhaps more juddery an opening than it had before. As if it's a bit scratched and scored on the outside, perhaps. But it opens, and what is directly outside is initially what you can see is empty space.
Wait, when you say empty space,
Empty space.
Is that space, or the empty space of an interior space?
Empty space, as in hard vacuum, empty space.
oh,
Stars in the distance, a galaxy off to the top right.
Pretty. Hey, Kat, you still there?
Yeah.
Have you seen a strange little disky-looking ship fly off anywhere at all?
No.
Mm,
You mean the one you came in?
yeah.
No.
No.
You misplaced it.
Yeah. I'm quite glad it's gone in a way, but space is big, and I'm not that great a swimmer.
Yeah. I take your point. Okay. Yeah. I could try and head around to see the other side of the ship where it might be, but they could shoot at me for that.
Yeah. I'll tell you, we might. Stefan, should we have a peek?
Ben, have we still got tethers, or did we lose those?
You
we get
have
rid of them?
them. Yeah. You're not currently attached to anything, but you can be.
Kat, I'll tell you what. Keep an eye out on all corners. Keep your scanners going whatever you can. Don't do anything that will put you in danger for now. We'll be in touch.
Okay. Good.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, let me know if you need anything. At the moment, we're just sitting here waiting for instructions or inspiration or instant fiery death. Any of those.
Oh, get Agnar to sing some Wagner opera. That'll give you all of those things.
I think I won't do that because at the moment we're hoping for reasons to live.
Yeah, it's more of a last hurrah kind of moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in that final plunge towards certain doom.
Oh, Stefan, you're a brave chap.
I know. It felt like there was going to be more to that sentence, I'll be honest. I was expecting something else, but thanks. Stefan will start tethering Otto's body because he's realised that he's sort of set that in motion to his spacesuit. So at least they are joined, if that's all right. We're going to walk it.
Yeah, I'm gutted. I'm not going to be able to keep this azure blue spacesuit. And if there's one thing I know, if there's one thing I know about this suit, it's azure blue. It keeps every time I look at it, those words come to my mind. I don't know why, but
I'd say it's more of a. It's almost a turquoise.
that's just the lights. That's just the lights playing with your eyes, man.
Maybe maybe it was all those grenades that have been set off recently.
I'll tell you, I'm gonna tether it, but at the first sign of it bumping around or anything, it's going. We'll wave goodbye to it and my dreams of a beautiful suit to work on in my evenings.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You can tether yourself to the suit. Fair enough.
For now.
How about Otto?
I'll take Otto. I shall tether him to Stefan.
Okay. And are you then going out onto the outside of the hull, essentially?
Do we have enough tethers to still tether ourselves to the outside of the hull?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Because that's quite important as well. I feel at this point. I don't want to be overly cautious, but it's a big vacuum out there.
Yeah.
In which case, Stefan will do that. He will tether himself to the ship. Which way do you reckon, Kara?
Because we come around a corner, didn't we, for the shuttle? So everything else, every other ship that we know of, we don't know about the UFO ship, but every other ship we know of in existence was around that corner, wasn't it? Was around that corner. Yeah.
Yes, invisible from the airlock entrance.
Can we spot a UFO ship, Ben? If we have a little.
If you start to peer out, and look around outside, are you both sticking your heads out?
My head's too pretty to stick out.
That's true.
Okay. Stefan, you stick your head out of the lock and glance around, and it's not hard to spot the UFO shaped landing ship. It is no longer covering the airlock, obviously, and it is on the side, very close still to the hull and drifting along almost parallel to its surface. It's as if it wasn't blown off the hull. It's as if there was a failure which made it lose its grip, and so it's begun to drift relative to the hull. So the explosion wouldn't have necessarily blown it clear, but may have shut down a system that was keeping it anchored, like a magnetic lock or something. Okay?
Okay. Any leakage of gas or liquids or any other that I could see?
Only Kara. She's a bit nervous.
Full of both.
I'll tell you what. How about
gonna need a clean.
an engineer check for me?
My favourite. Which engineering skill?
It'll probably be power systems, I think. Or life support. You could have life support as well.
Okay. I'll tell you what. I'll take life support because that's a -3.
Okay.
With intellect, did you say?
With intellect. Yeah. Well, I'd be tempted to say education, actually.
Okay. A -4 then.
Oh.
That's a 6 on the dice, so that'll be a total of 2.
A total of 2.
It's not
That's
his wheelhouse.
Remarkable achievement. You can't tell.
Kara, it looks as though it's floating dead in the water. It feels like it's been enough time now that if they were all right, they could have, rectified the situation and decided to engage in piloting somewhere.
Shall we make a jump for it? Should we pirate
For
the
the
pirate?
ship?
Should we pirate the pirate? Is that going to be possible? How close is it, Stefan? Like, I'm not
I
making
mean, I'm
like
not saying
I'm
that's
not making
true.
a
He might
20-meter
well
jump.
still be alive,
Well,
trying to regain control of the ship.
you can poke your head through the window, can't you? If he
How far has it been? Stefan sticks his head
A
out
handful of meters.
A
see,
handful of
it's
meters.
only a handful of meters. Yeah, you could do that. Have a poke, and he's not going to shoot at you because that would kill himself, wouldn't it? He would just won't let you in. Get across there, get a tether on it, stop it from drifting further. Then we can have a little think.
Wait, I'm going to tether it to myself and stop it from drifting further.
You're the man of tethers.
Is that how space works? Okay.
Something like
I'll
that.
take
I don't
Otto.
know. Why not? He can be the middle tether.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what? Wait, what?
Oh, I don't know.
You take Otto.
Are you sure this isn't how Benny Ironseed or whatever his name is met his end?
No, that's a whole different
Probably.
person. That's a whole different person.
Okay.
And Stefan will
There's
make his
nothing
way
wrong with
along the side of the ship as far as he can, his current tether,
Okay.
to the ship, towards the other ship.
Okay.
And when he's good and ready.
You're doing
Are you
it.
sure,
This is
Carl?
great. This is great. Just as the engines start off and it flies off just as you leave into space.
So you are
You
remaining.
just keep going.
So I can understand this. You are remaining tethered to Otto.
No, Carl's taking Otto.
What? I'll leave Otto.
I'd said that like twice. I'm not taking him with me. That feels like a massive disadvantage to both of us.
I'm now tethered to Otto. I'm tethered to the azure blue suit. I'm tethered to the ship. It's ridiculous. I'm like a mum at a park walking dogs here.
So you have tethered a tether to the
So
hull
many
of the ship,
tethers.
the
Yeah.
Kelleren,
Yeah, of the Kelleren.
and then you're going to sort of push yourself along the surface of the ship and attempt to attach another tether to the landing craft.
Yeah, if there's depending on the distance when he gets to, the closest point on the Kelleren that is
Right.
matching with the landing craft. Depending on the distance and the available surface area of the landing craft, because that feels important if you're going to make a jump. He will untether from the Kelleren if he needs to.
Okay. Well, you are remaining tethered to the Kelleren, so there's a limit to how right this can go. Okay. You are essentially going to push yourself off kind of towards the direction that you'd go round the corner to see the other ships.
Yeah.
But get there but you won't go quite as far because you'll encounter the landing craft first. Okay, can you do an athletics dex plus dex for me to see if you can actually get there and tether yourself onto it?
Yes, I certainly can. That's a good roll for me, and that is not too bad on the dice. That's just an average 7, but it is a +4.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So the first thing that happens is you do indeed reach the drifting landing craft, and on its sort of face side, where it would normally be in contact with the ship that it's docked to, there are indeed mounting points for tethers, and you've got plenty there to clip on a tether. So you are now tethered to and drifting with the landing craft. However, you are about to run out of tether back to the Kelleren. So at a certain point, you are going to be jerked free from the landing craft, but then it will continue still tethered to you by another tether. Does that make sense?
Terrible idea. I love it.
Yes, yeah, it does make sense. That makes perfect sense. I'm currently holding on to it, but eventually I will stop moving. It will continue moving for the length of another tether.
Yes. And
And
then
then
it will stop unless
go,
it's heavy
yeah.
enough to actually tear the tether free.
Yes. That does make sense.
Okay. All right. I'm going to ask what Kara's going to do now.
Aside from questioning all her life decisions for the last few hours. Um, see, I'd like to. Oh, I need to make my way along the edge of the ship so that I'm kind of staying level with the ship as much as possible. But I feel that being tethered to two things is just impossible to do that. So I think for the sake of realism, I am going to unbuckle one of the tethers.
Okay, which are you unbuckling?
I don't know. This is quite a hard decision to make, actually.
Are you going to untether Stefan from the Kelleren?
No.
Do you value the Azure spacesuit more than Otto?
More than you or Otto? Oh, it's a tough choice. If I need to put the three of you in order, it's a pretty spacesuit. She gazes into Stefan's face, takes another look at the unconscious Otto Nida, and the beautiful spacesuit. She reaches down to the tether clip. Good night, sweet prince. And she unclips the tether. Yeah. The Azure spacesuit slowly starts to drift away.
Okay.
It was a horrible decision to make. It's upsetting.
Wait, I'm not still tethered to Kara by any means, am I?
No, you are tethered to the Kelleren
Yeah.
and the craft and the small craft.
Sorry, I just thought I'd make that clear. In my head, that is exactly what I thought. Thanks.
And Kara is tethered to the Kelleren and Otto.
And Otto, yeah.
And now
cool.
she's going to start trying to slide along to sort of follow up with, so that she's kind of opposite the landing craft, so that she can also try and jump across if Stefan suggests it's a good idea.
All right. Okay. I was about to roll something, but I think it's only fair to let Ewan do it. Can you roll 1d6 for me, please, Ewan?
I certainly can. That's a 2.
Okay. All right. Kara, are you leaping out on a trajectory to get close to Stefan? And if so, are you effectively just going to follow his tether out? Use that as your guide?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Stefan's there anyway. Let's live or die together. So Kara will sort of unclip from the ship as such, clip onto Stefan's tether, and make her way along towards Stefan.
So you effectively clip onto Stefan's tether, letting your tether run along it.
Yeah. So I'm now one with Stefan.
Okay. Excellent. So you push off, dragging Otto and sliding along Stefan's tether. Can you roll athletics dex plus dex for me, please?
God.
And philosophy.
Yeah, can I add the vac suit skill or something like that, please?
No, vac suit simply means you don't take any penalty for operations in a vac suit.
Which is also important, to be fair.
That's true. At least it's something, isn't it? Okay, that might be all right. We'll see. That is an 8. 5 and a 3. 5 and a 3. Flat 5 and 3.
Okay. You make your journey along the tether pretty smoothly. It's relatively straightforward to stay in touch, and Stefan's still holding on to the small craft, and that means he's got plenty of mass gently moving away, which keeps his tether nice and straight for you, and means that as you pull yourself along, you don't like just pull him towards you, if you see what I mean. And you indeed drift along to join him at the other end, with Otto floating along behind you, still tethered to you. And you reach the other end of the tether, and at about the same moment, the small craft keeps going when the tether that Stefan is currently attached to the Kelleren with, that snaps taut. And there is enough momentum, even in the small craft, for it to pull itself easily out of any grip that someone like Stefan could exert on it. So it begins to drift away, and the tether that connects Stefan to the small craft is slowly straightening as it goes.
Stefan, I think we need to unclip from the Kelleren.
That we're putting all our eggs in that one basket that you just set a grenade off in.
It's true, but the Kelleren's going to be sucked back into. It ain't going to be good in there, is it? You saw what happened in the corridor.
That's true. Okay. Yeah, you sold it to me.
We're between a rock and a hard place.
But
I'm glad I'm there with you.
Indeed.
And the blue azure space. Oh no, I picked Otto instead.
I'm glad you picked the possibly living person, maybe, over the
possibly living
the fashionable spacesuit. It's growth. It's personal growth, Carl. As he's untethering himself from the Kelleren side.
Okay, so if you untether from the Kelleren, bear in mind that you can't reach the clip at the Kelleren end of that, so you'll be unclipping the tether completely from you.
And losing a tether.
And losing me. I need to get to you.
Oh.
Laura and Otto.
Wait,
I need to get to you first.
Hurry up.
I will hurry up. I'll hurry up.
I thought you were there already.
Yeah, I thought I was there already. I rolled quite well.
You're there. You are with.
Oh, cool.
But you
Stefan, but you're still clipped to his tether.
Oh, in which case I will grab hold of me, Stefan, with those strong, manly arms.
I wouldn't rely on those.
They're stronger than Agnor's.
Yeah, that's true.
And she tries to monkey. she tries to monkey her legs around him like she did when she attacked Lord, and then when she thinks she's got a decent grip, she'll quickly unclip her clip from his tether. Can I reach the ship? Can I reach out to the ship clip, or do I need to clip directly to him?
You'll have to clip to him. The little craft has just pulled clear of him and is drifting away.
I'll clip directly to Stefan then.
Okay, all right. So you clip directly onto Stefan. So we now have what you might call a daisy chain.
Yeah.
The small craft has a tether connected to Stefan. Stefan has a tether connected to Kara. And Kara has a tether connected to Otto.
Exactly. Just give me the word, Stefan. If you think that Otto's too heavy, I'll unclip him.
No. We don't need to sacrifice anyone.
Okay.
There is no heavy.
Now, are you effectively taking hold of the tether and pulling yourself along towards the small craft? Or are you just letting it go, and then when it pulls that tether taut, it will pull you along?
Drift me along on a long line.
What do you think, Carl? Should we just sit back and enjoy the ride for a little bit? It's been quite a hectic few hours, to be honest.
Exactly.
Or I suppose we should actually see if the ship's any any good, because if it's not, we're in trouble, and we should actually maybe while we're pulling ourselves along, we should radio in to someone and let them know what's going on in case we need a rescue.
That's true. Why don't you pull us in, and while you do that,
Yeah.
I'll have a chat with Kat.
Maybe I'm not sure Cat can go anywhere. Maybe the Baltic Star.
Oh, yeah. It's
If
been a
you
while since
can.
I've chatted to the Baltic Star. I'll do that. Sounds good.
Although, in theory, they're protecting her.
They don't have anyone that can fly on there. You know.
And this does feel like a fly thing. Okay, you're cool. You're cool. I'm going to pull us in.
Because our pilots are. Because on the Baltic Star, there's Kron, engineer. There's Rose, barman. There's Rick, scientist.
Yeah.
There's Gerd, doctor. There's Freya, scientist.
Yeah.
And there's Johnny. Oh, Johnny, drug addict probably.
Petty criminal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Kagsy. Kagsy can fly.
Kagsy.
Kagsy can fly. Don't know if he can fly big ships though. He can fly little ships, and he scratches things. And I like our new paintwork.
Yeah. Don't let him fly.
Yep.
It's
You
far too
also
bullshit
have
for him.
Sammy, and currently, for a limited time only, Silsava.
Silsava, of course. We were talking about that last week. Yeah, she's like an advocate and stuff, isn't she?
Mm-hmm. Yep, she's a lawyer.
Oh,
we could have really done with an advocate on this mission. I feel we didn't advocate very well between the pirates and ourselves.
She could advocate now. She could potentially advocate now. Can I call Silsava, please?
You certainly can.
Yeah, he's excited about this. Look, Ben's excited about.
Okay.
So Sil voice again.
Yeah. Okay. So you essentially, as Stefan is pulling you in towards, shortening the distance to the small craft, you make a radio call to Silsava aboard the Baltic Star. Okay. She answers immediately. I mean, I think everyone's pretty on edge, waiting for news and things, so everyone's alert. She says, "Yes, Sava."
Hi, Sava. This is Cara Alaska. You may know me.
Yes, we've met.
I'm here with Stefan. You know that hunky, good-looking chap.
I know him. Yes.
Yeah. He wants to know if you'll have a drink with him tomorrow night at Bast's.
Can you roll a persuade for me, please?
It's a shame he's left the room. Terrible timing. Persuade with what?
Persuade with intellect, please.
Okay. I'll wait until he gets back. It's going to be quick. It's an important role for him. Trying to win him a date. I can do it. We can find out if we've done it while he's away. Persuade and intellect. This is more my finding we're into my strengths. I'm trying to get you a date, mate.
Yeah, I heard. You're not going to give him a boon, Ben, because Stefan's so charming.
10.
Not under the circumstances.
10
no,
in total.
yeah, that's fair.
A 10 in total. A 10 in total.
A 10 in total.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Sounds great.
Fantastic. That's all I needed. Thanks.
Cool.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. There is one more thing, if that's okay. Just one more thing.
Yep. Okay.
How are things on the Baltic Star?
A little nervy, but intact.
Has Kagsy had a call from the shuttle? Do you know?
He received a call with some instructions, and he disappeared up to the command center in the front of the ship, with a fair degree of speed and a couple of large bottles of spirits.
That does sound like Kagsy. Have you been hailed at all by the ship? in system?
We received a message hours ago now instructing us to remain in station, not make any moves, not dock with anything, and not attempt to communicate directly with the shuttle.
Mm, they've definitely split us up. We've got Otto here. We're in space, by the way. We're in the cold, hard vacuum of space with a dying Otto Needer. He's tethered to me. I'm tethered to Stefan, and he's tethered to the landing ship of the pirates. I don't know if you saw it when it flew across earlier.
Yep, saw that. It sounds like you've got everything under control then.
Oh, our end, definitely. We're just wondering whether you could maybe put in a call with the pirates, see if there's any update in their expectations, maybe keep their attention away from us. I think we're going to try and get into the ship if there's any possibility at all, even if we have to vent it all within our suits with oxygen. Yeah, we haven't got much of a plan. We're sort of winging it at the minute. We need to get away from the Kelleren. That's going to collapse in on itself soon, I think. We need to get out of the system. So can you, I don't know, have a chat with the pirates, see what they want, see what they need, see if you can get their attention, buy us some time, allow them to let some people across from the shuttle, anything really.
Okay, yeah. I'll do what I can, and then I will report back, assuming they don't vaporize us.
Fantastic. Offer them stuff if need be. Supplies and things for favourable stuff. We can roll without. We can be short on a few things. So, don't make it sound like we're desperate. Make it sound like you're in a comfortable position. But I feel like they're open to the highest bidder and might give us leeway for stuff. Their ship's full of trading goods and things, so you never know.
Okay, all right. I'll do my best.
Cool. Take care. Love you. Bye.
Bye. And she signs off. Meanwhile, Stefan has been pulling closer and closer to the small craft. It's getting towards the point where it won't be very long before it drifts past the sort of cut-off end of the Kelleren and into view. It's not quite there yet, but it won't be long. And as you pull yourself up, you get pretty much to the end of the tether, and you are back against that small craft again. While Kara, while having a conversation, is obviously also watching the form of Otto being towed behind her. Kara, can you roll for me, please, while Stefan is concentrating on the tether in front? Can you roll a... I'm going to go with recon, please, with intellect.
Ooh.
Stefan, by the way, Sil's going to have a drink with you tomorrow night. Don't die, yeah? Don't let her down. Women don't like to be stood up, man. You thank me later.
You just doing that to motivate me into not killing all of us.
Exactly.
It feels quite extreme. But
she's a lovely lady. But
thanks.
you know that. What was it? It was recon plus what?
Plus intellect, please.
Oh, thank goodness for that. Well, that's good. 9 plus 2 is 11.
Okay, that's very good. As you are pulling in Otto and holding on close to Stefan, who is himself pulling in the landing craft, so there's a lot of hauling on tethers going on at the moment. You obviously recall that there is a tether that you've left behind, the one that was attached to Stefan, because that tether is now just drifting in open space. It's still attached to the Kelleren, but the loose end is now just gone. And what you see is suddenly it's as if the end closest to the Kelleren starts to sort of be attracted to the outside of the ship.
Oh.
And just sort of sticks to it a bit. and obviously that pulls in the next bit, and then the next bit, and the next bit, and it sort of over the space of not that many seconds gets pulled in bit by bit by bit until it's sort of lying pressed against the outside of the Kelleren like a little tangle of a loose strand of wet spaghetti, sort of across itself a couple of times in flowing loops, and not anymore free floating in space.
Stefan, can we get
Yeah.
in the ship, please? The magnetism's reached the outside of the Kelleren. And we're not
Oh.
that far away, mate. Can we get that door open, please?
Yeah.
Mate, buddy,
I'm
pal.
hurrying. Do you wanna warn the others, the other two ships? Because once it's reached the outside, it's only going to get bigger, isn't it? It might be a good opportunity for them to escape.
The shuttle's closer than theirs, isn't it?
Much.
Yeah. Yeah. You work on the door, Stefan. I'll give Kat a call.
Okay.
And as you prepare to call Cat, we'll have our little break.
Oh, fantastic. Well, dear friends, we'll be back in 5. So grab yourself a drink, go to the loo, whatever you need to do, and we'll come back for another 40 minutes or so of high tension, panic, and fear. Where
Half an hour or so,
Mhm.
a toast, and then some finale stuff.
Definitely not death.
Definitely not death. No, how could it possibly be death?
No.
There's no death on our channel.
No,
Did go a
and
bit sideways,
frankly,
though.
extremely safe at the moment. Attached to a drifting hulk of a ship near another one that's very dangerous. Held together by a few bits of loose string.
We've been in worse places.
Yeah, but not many.
That's true. That's true.
Right, let's go. Right, see you all in a few. Don't be
See you in a bit.
strangers. Hello, everyone. We're back. Ben.
It's time to recount another of the stories I was once told by our former ship's steward. I can't verify the accuracy of these stories. After all, he once told me he invented aluminium. Once, he told me, he found himself aboard a ship travelling through space. Without warning, the ship was in danger thanks to the appearance of a large number of asteroids floating towards it from all directions. It was clearly an unusual part of space, since the asteroids weren't settled into any sort of formation, but just flew towards the ship. Somehow they passed each other narrowly without incident, but if they were to hit the ship, then disaster would be the result. A gunnery position on the nose of the ship was used to destroy the asteroids, or more commonly, break them into smaller but still deadly asteroids. As befits our hero, of course, the redoubtable steward immediately leapt to work in the most critical position in the ship, providing excellent refreshments to the pilot and gunner. Obviously, this was by far the most important role in the whole affair. Now, as we remember him, we are aware that thanks to his misadventure so long ago, we now have to face deadly threats without his bottomless coffee, personal blend of tea, and famous lemonfish sandwiches. We salute him now as we raise a glass to his memory, the late, great Greyhill Bast.
The late great
The late great Greyhill Bast.
and his lemon fish sandwiches.
And his lemonfish sandwiches.
Yeah, always hated those.
Well, it's good he isn't around to hear you say that.
I know. I'd never say it to his face. I just pretended I liked them.
It was a personal recipe of his.
It wasn't perfect.
Absolutely.
A
Okay.
Great man.
So, we are at the point where Kara has just called Cat. And Cat picks up. Yep, go for Cat.
I haven't a clue what I was going to talk about. Oh, yes, that's what I was going to talk about. God, breaks came at the wrong time. Hi, Cat. It's Cara Alaska here.
Yes, Kara.
So the Kelleren, right? There's this thing on it that's, I don't know if they've told you about it, but it's like super magnetic or something, and it's been sucking everything more and more to the back of the ship. Right? It started with Otto, then bigger bits, and then it was twisting the interior of the ship, and then we just saw a tether outside the ship get sucked onto the hull, like stuck onto the hull. So whatever this pull is from the middle of the ship is stretching across time and space and quite a large distance now. And I just want you to be aware that you might start feeling it on the shuttle at some point, and that you don't want to get caught in it, that it's worth making a dive for it rather than being sucked in.
Okay, so keep a reasonable distance is what you're saying.
Do what you can without the pirate shooting at you. I've got Syl on the Baltic Star. She's going to be in touch with them. Hopefully she can soothe their angry minds or something. But just, yeah, if it's a choice between potentially getting shot at or getting sucked into the ship, make a move.
Okay. All right. I'll keep alert.
Cheers, babes. I'll speak to you soon, all right?
Okay. At the same time, Stefan, you are working at the airlock on the small craft.
Yeah.
Can you roll an engineering? I'm thinking this will be probably not power, life support for airlock. Engineering life support check with education, please.
That is my favourite of all the engineering. Should have been warming these up for a long time. Oh, that's good.
Yes,
That's good.
you like good.
I don't know whether it's good enough. It's an 11.
An 11.
Minus 4.
Oh God, he's so thick, that boy. Oh.
Looks
A total of a 7. Okay.
Yes, yeah, so close. Yeah,
The
so far.
normal airlock control does not operate on the ship. However, there is an emergency release which will open the outer door, but it doesn't cycle the airlock properly. These emergency releases would work even if the system was powered down inside or something like that. So you can open it, but prepare for the fact that if you do, there'll be a big rush of any air that's in there if there's air inside the airlock.
Yeah, he hits it. We're tethered.
Yes, you are tethered.
So he will use that.
Okay. You pull on the emergency release handle and the door opens. Can you roll on athletics, dex plus dex for me, please?
Oh, now that's
Ah,
that's
that
really
is. Get ready for the double one. It's an 8 plus 4, please, Ben.
A 12. Okay.
Yeah.
The door flies open very, very quickly. It is an emergency maneuver. And you manage to sort of throw yourself against the side of it to get out of the way of the gust of air that would blow at you. And indeed, there is a rush of air. And not just a rush of air, there is also a body, a person thrown out of the airlock at fairly high speed in that blast. Recognizably, it is the spacesuit of Grim Knight, and he flies across towards the Kelleren on that angle, which would point him towards that hard cut division between real space and not. So he would actually just glance off that division rather than hit the hull itself. Okay.
Oh yes.
Oh, quick, Carl, catch him! No, I really wanted that spacesuit.
Are you mocking me?
No,
There's nothing special about his spacesuit.
I'd have sacrificed you and Otto for that spacesuit. Look at how heavily armored it is. It's beautiful.
You and I are going to have conversations.
We're in.
Okay. As you clamber in, there is a very, very bright flash of light. When Knight hits that partition, he and his spacesuit and anything else he happened to be carrying or wearing is, in a fraction of an instant, obliterated in a very, very bright flash of light.
That's new, isn't it, Cara? Is that new?
Yes, that's new experience. That's
new.
not how it was before.
Wow. Should we get in? We should probably try and move this thing.
Yeah, as wonderful as it is to see new things, I'm not that fascinated. Let's keep moving.
Okay. So you start to climb in, and at the same time, Sava is trying to have a conversation with the people on board the ship. And Cags has taken a deep swig of his restorative and is preparing to fire if necessary. But we'll cut to the activities on the shuttle first. So that very, very bright light leads to a call on the radio from the unnamed ship. And it comes through and obviously Cat takes it, but immediately looks towards Agnar and, because he's a general, and also Soraya, who's a very useful space person, as if she's wanting to know if you're going to take the calls, basically. If one of you will step forward.
Agnar will offer it up to Soraya.
Legend Slayer, thank you so much. What a parting
It's
gift.
kind. Thank you very much.
That's very generous.
Oh,
That's what we need. Using your points for good. That's what I like. In fact, I'll tell you what, as you spent your points so well, I'll use my points for something fun. Hang on a sec. Let's pick something good. Let's go. That. I approve of your choice. Okay. What would I say, Stefan? Agnar. See, I can't even call your name. I'm so used to being with Stefan. It's confusing being with you. What would I say to them? You're the mastermind.
Oh.
Although you do tend to.
Tell them about Benny, or.
I could tell them about Benny.
Do you want me to take? I don't mind. I just, I didn't want to assume.
Well, just don't. You tend to say stupid things under pressure sometimes, Agnar. That's what I worry about.
That's true.
But you are the ranking officer, if there was ranking in our crew.
That's also true.
Why don't you take the call? I'll whisper in your ear if needed. No, it's your call. You're on it now. I'll whisper in your ear if needed.
Okay. Yeah. Gathering close.
I'll gather in close. Come on.
Both listen.
There we go.
Okay. I will take the call.
The call is from Earl. And Earl calls in and says, "What was that flash?"
Have you not been in contact with your people?
Not recently. What was that flash?
We had word some time ago from members of the boarding party that the device which we encountered on our first trip, this causing some kind of gravitational pull, has expanded. They're in a bit of trouble, but it's it looks like it's going to engulf the system. Do we still hang around here?
Can you roll a deception check for me with intellect, please?
Ooh. Wrong character sheet. I better change my character sheet. Yes, I can. Oh, that's good. That's an 8 on the dice +1.
Okay.
Generals lie all the time.
He seems to think for a moment, and then he says, "Stand by," and drops the connection.
I'll look over to Kat and just say, well, that might have bought us a little bit of time, maybe.
She settles in with her hands literally on the controls, and she says, "Yeah, that's good. I'm just waiting for someone to step on my tail, and then we go."
Agnar always has that problem. People stepping on his tail.
It happens all the time, especially with this crew.
Yeah, probably true. Okay, we will cut back to activities on the small craft.
I'm ready this time.
So, the pair of you plus Otto on the end of his tether clamber into the airlock.
Yes, please.
You will not be able to operate this airlock normally. The inner door will also have to be opened by its emergency release. So you'll need to brace yourselves in the airlock to stop being blown out by it the same way if there's air inside the ship, which there will be because there was some inside the airlock.
Yeah.
It's like me and Luke playing Heavenly Bodies.
Oh no. Terrible. And we were terrible at that.
Yeah, we were. Can we shut the outer door, or is that now
No, that's been
engaged
emergency
in
opened. That you'd need
permanent
engineers and
open?
tools to close it.
Okay.
We've got no engineers. We've got a pair of tools.
I concur.
Cara, do you want to fix? Can we fix into something inside here?
Yeah, the webbing and all sorts. You know.
Yeah, you can
You know what
clip
the
on
pirates are
inside
like.
if you like.
You know what the pirates are like. They're full
Maybe
of
not
these
the
things.
webbing.
Just anything. Just clip on
Something
clip onto
secure.
hard, secure stuff.
Yeah.
Clip in, wrap your arms around the webbing, then clip on, wrap your arms around, and just don't look at the air coming through. Just bury your head in the side for a bit. I'll keep hold of I'll clip Otto in. Can you grab him as well, though? I don't think I've got the strength alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
The two of you latch on, and then you hit the emergency lever for the inside lock. This one's a bit more of a rush because there's a lot more air in there. And it's going through a very narrow airlock space, so it's coming at a hell of a rate. However, you are securely tethered. Can you both please make an athletics strength plus strength for me?
Oh.
Yeah. Can I use my boom, please?
Yes, you can.
Wonderful.
What was it?
It could be
Strength
worse.
plus
It could be
strength.
Agnar doing this.
Oh, this is terrible. Will it make much difference?
Oh.
I'm going to hit a boon as well. I'm still rolling horrible, but maybe I'll get a couple of sixes in there.
Well.
Oh no.
I'll drop the one that I rolled.
Oh, that's good.
Thanks to the boon.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a 7 on the dice. Plus,
Okay.
plus 0, plus 0.
Total of 7. Okay.
Yeah.
I got that. I drop a 1.
Mhm.
I got a 5 and a 6, which is an 11. But before we get excited, I have a -1 strength, and I don't have strength dex, so it's a -4, so it's 7.
You both got 7s.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about as good as I could hope for, to be honest. I couldn't get
Not
much better.
All right.
Pretty good.
8 was my
Well done,
max
Luke.
in that. Thanks. Well done, you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's not the worst I've ever heard of.
We'll high five each other as we float off into space.
No. Positive reinforcement.
There is no danger of the two of you floating off into space. You are fixed. You're tethered.
Otto.
Yeah.
And Otto is still tethered as well. In fact, you said you tethered him inside the airlock.
We did.
Not to you personally. But you were both holding on to him. However, your strength is not enough to stop him being blown clear of the airlock.
Oh, God. Carry on in space.
He drifts out a considerable distance from the airlock into space before the tether snaps taut and stops him. So he is no longer in the airlock, but he's still tethered inside it.
Why don't I Cara? Why don't I pull him in while you go and
I'll fiddle with computers.
start piloting this ship?
I'll do what I can. I can press some buttons.
What?
Yeah.
Do you not know how to fly a ship?
What?
You know I don't, right?
No.
This was your plan.
Yeah.
Go.
She starts making her way through the ship. It's not very big, is it? 'Cause you come up through the hatch pretty much into the main central bit.
Yeah.
So she'll push her way up into the main section, please. Shouting back, I watched what he was doing on the way over.
Yeah. There's no response.
Okay. So Stefan is pulling in Otto, and at the same time, Kara goes inside the limpet-like craft, and you're going to attempt to take control of it and try and fly it.
I need I need a better understanding of what I'm looking at with regards to. Is it computers? Is it joysticks? What is it?
There are 2 command seats among that group that form a ring around the airlock. They're next to each other, and they have a joystick between them, essentially, so it can be used from either side. There's also a control panel in that same console mounting, which includes various sensors and instruments and things of that nature. However, the instruments and control panel screen appears to be broken. Sort of as if a frag grenade went off in there or something.
Wow, funny that.
Who did that?
So would using her limited experience, would Kara believe that basically we're floating?
Yes.
Yeah.
As far as she's aware, it looks as if the thing can't be easily controlled without repairs being done.
Got you. Stefan, we've got no power, we've got no controls. We are floating free. We're going to need help from somewhere.
You don't know.
Yeah, it was all down to us, but we're on a little ship. We're on a new ship tonight. It's very exciting. And there's more dead people. Otto's still alive. I had to get rid. You'll feel my pain. I had to choose between getting rid of Otto or the azure blue spacesuit, which I really wanted.
The one person who will definitely feel your pain.
Yeah, I had to get rid of the spacesuit in the end. Otherwise, I was going to feel the wrath of others. But it was quite exciting. We blew Grimnot out with a grenade just as Stefan closed the airlock door. It was very thrilling.
It was a good move. Just
it was
one basic downside.
Yes, yeah, the floating heap of space junk.
Yeah.
I need to call someone. Oh, but I don't know who to call.
Ghostbusters.
I'll call the Baltic Star, please. For
Okay.
Syl, please.
Okay. You call Syl. The person who answers is Cags.
Cagsy, you all right?
Oh, couldn't be better. Ready to go.
Good.
What are your orders?
Is Syl on the phone?
Syl's talking to someone. Yes.
What sort of vibe are you getting?
We're not in the same space, so I don't get a sense of vibe, but it's got to be good news that it's going on a long time, right?
Do you think so? Do you have any idea of how the guns might work?
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm pretty good at guns.
I can believe it. Do you think you're good at these guns?
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Hopefully not, but Stefan and I are floating in an unpowered ship with no oxygen. Otto is unconscious and dying, and if we stay around for much longer, we'll be sucked to our death in the Kelleren and explode in a horrible shower of light.
Yeah, okay. So generally this plan's going about average for you guys, right?
Pretty well, to be honest. It's
Mm.
pretty good. Look, we're going to have to get the shuttle to us, but it puts the shuttle at a really weakened position. The Baltic Star is going to be limited because, it's just you on it that can run everything. So I want you to be ready to cover them if need be. Like, I don't want us to blow up the pirates or anything if we don't have to, but we need to get out of here, man.
Okay. I can only offer you one piece of advice.
Your advice is always worthwhile.
Do the guys on that ship know that things aren't going well on the limpet? I mean, do they know that you're all that's left?
Not necessarily, but there's no reason why we'd be the ones radioing through, surely.
So if you can wait until the craft gets really close to the shuttle, I'll send a message to Syl and tell her that the shuttle's going to go and rescue all 5 of you from the small craft.
So that I like. Yeah. Tell her we hailed, and the ship hailed, and yeah, there's no power, no oxygen. Something happened. Yeah, perfect.
Okay. All right, we'll do that. We'll try it. If they buy it, then hopefully they won't open fire on a moving shuttle that's going to rescue their people.
Good plan. Good plan. Good plan.
If it doesn't work, well, my finger's already on the trigger.
Good man. Good man. Don't hesitate if you need to, yeah?
I don't even hesitate if I don't need to.
He had 2 bottles when you went over. How many you got left?
None, but there's 2 more on the way.
That's good. Keep your blood alcohol up. We'll speak to you soon.
Good. Yep. Good to go. And the call drops.
Kara, is keeping the blood alcohol of the person in charge of the heavy space guns up the best idea? I mean, it's not a bad idea. I'm not criticizing. I'm just curious.
It's a case of morale, I think, for him, innit? He seems like one of those people that seems to work better under the pull of alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you heard, they're going to tell the pirates that all of us are alive on the ship, and that the shuttle's going to come and rescue us because we're sort of floating, oxygenless and powerless.
That's a good plan. I like it.
Hey, cows. Sorry to hear that, Spurs, and hello, cows. Good to you come just as we're finishing up, actually. But thank you both for joining us. And yes, Spurs, it does suck. You and I have both been poking around in jobs, and it is a bit of a process. But when the right one comes, the right one will come.
Yeah. A miserable time, but they do come to an end.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, the message will be sent as soon as he can get it to Syl. And right. So, okay. That's a fairly good roll for Syl. And an even better one for Cat. So once you are drifting slowly, not literally towards, but closer and closer to the shuttle.
Mm.
And as you look sort of out through the airlock. After a few more minutes of drifting, you see the shuttle come into view, blocking off the airlock with its own, and open the outer lock. It's not touching, but it's close.
Look, Stefan. One more jump, man. One more jump. And we're on that shuttle. One step closer. One step closer to that knight of talents.
I mean, we're still going to worry about the expanding, whatever that is, and the other ship.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're getting there.
And the mysterious benefactor who's hired them to hunt us down. I know.
Oh, I don't even remember that. Why would you bring that up at this
uh,
specific moment in time?
Just to give your mind focus and clarity.
Thanks.
One more jump, man. Come on.
What were they after, do you think?
Hmm?
What were they after? Us?
You, I heard.
No, not me.
Definitely you. They said apparently they saw someone on video of someone doing amazing backflip at an Earth park, and they wanted them to entertain them.
Ah, well, in that case, let's jump.
To join a circus.
All right. So you're going to leap across to try and get into the airlock?
Let's go. How far? Just a couple of meters away, would you say?
Yeah, it's only a few meters. I'm not going to make you roll for athletics for this. It's too close. But I am going to need you both to roll a stealth plus dex, please.
Ah.
We're going to find out if the version of reality that Syl told the ship, Syl told Earl,
Yeah, of course.
holds water when Earl's watching what's going on.
Oh, old Earl. Good old Earl. Right.
Oh, that's the best roll.
It's the best, right? He's so chuffed.
It's good. I am chuffed.
I'm quite chuffed.
Don't even care.
Dub 4s. Dub 6s.
Mine's a 12 plus 3, please.
15. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And what did you manage in total, Luke?
8. I was quite happy with that.
8. This is good. So, given the 15, not only do you two manage to make it across without arousing any particular suspicion, but you seamlessly manage to move Otto across as well. And as you arrive in the airlock, you can hear Kat's voice over the actual intercom as the door shuts and begins to cycle. You can hear her voice over the intercom saying, "Welcome back. It's all going brilliantly." And that's what we'll call it for tonight.
Yeah.
Whew.
Tick off another step to freedom.
Yeah, that was touch and go for a while, I feel. Some solid plans, Luke. Some solid plans.
It was actually not a bad plan you guys put together there.
Oh, so we got through it though. We got through it. That's the main thing. We lived to fight another day. It was definitely tense, and it required some boons. But
do you know the most nerve-wracking bit? I didn't mention it. That Stefan was down to one in endurance after the hail of gunfire that we took in the airlock. So all of that, he was not in a good place.
Nearly close to unconsciousness.
One endurance. I'll tell you another thing. The bright flash of light that attracted attention. Earl made a really terrible roll in spotting what that was.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
Because if he'd actually seen that was night, he might have reacted very, very differently.
Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, grief.
Yeah. Yes, even then he wasn't much in a mood, but for anything. But Sil rolled a 10 on her
she's good. She's good.
Oh,
on her conversation. So yeah, there was some close run things.
yeah, and we're not out of the woods yet.
We're not.
But as you say, we are one step closer, Luke.
Yeah, it's definitely a
least
step
one
in the right
step.
direction.
I say we're-
Definitely a
So
step.
we're a couple. We're off the Kelleren, then we're off the
Yeah.
limpet. Things are
Yeah.
looking good.
Yes, fantastic.
Oh, that was a good crit. It was a nice gift sub, and one of our newer members, which is really nice. So
Yeah,
Ah.
really, very kind, and
Yeah.
yes, it was very nice to have all of you here with us this evening. It was a tense one tonight, so it was nice to have some friends to hold our hands as we did it.
Yes, most definitely.
Verily.
Most definitely.
Verily. Oh well, we're back again tomorrow night, dear friends.
What's on tomorrow, Luke?
Well, you see, we're returning to another ship. We love the Baltic Star; it's our favourite of all ships. But there is another ship we also love. It has a poop lever. It has a captain's chair that's a swivel chair. It has a selection of hemp bags. It has a pregnant ship's cap. It is the Alkonost, and we'll be returning to Orbital Blues tomorrow, our beloved Orbital Blues, with our crew. So Socks will be with us. Yeah, I'll leave that there for now. But the crew of the Orbital Blues are back, and they're visiting a new planet, a new adventure, which I hope you'll all enjoy. And if you don't know Orbital Blues, it's very cowboy bebop. It's a bit Firefly. It's got that sort of vibe to it. So come along and enjoy the evening, really. And we've got a guy who's got a beautiful but battered coat.
Yeah.
It's worth it for him alone. And a
So
violent,
many hemp bags.
so many hemp bags. It's just
Yes, hot hemp bags.
billions of the things now. Oh, they're just everywhere. Oh, at least 3 of the cabins are full of them now. So I believe the adventure takes place a month after the last one. So they've been in space for about a month. So the cat is still pregnant. That's going to be the ongoing thing, that the cat never has babies, I think. It's forever, just that limbo of forever pregnant. Right, but that is tomorrow, same time, 11 p.m. UK time. So we'll see you all then. Hopefully, it's a fun game.
It is. It's going to be joyous, and depressing and curt as well, because it's Orbital Blues, but also joyous.
Yeah, in equal measures.
Yeah, it should be great fun, and it'll be lovely to have Socks with us. So we will do that tomorrow night.
Exactly, and so we'll see you all tomorrow, hopefully. And you need to sleep well, because hopefully we will too. And have a lovely Saturday, all, and we'll see you tomorrow night. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you, everyone, and good night.
Good night.
Good night, guys. Bye.